Boom, boom, boom. Doom, doom. Yeah, man. Yo, I remember Common Sense, but well, he changed his name to Common. But that record back in the day, that booming and you're booming, yeah, that and Resurrection was on the same. Oh, that was hard. I got to go back and check for that one. I got to go back and open the crates up for that one. Whew, man. So we just got done covering scummy ass Brandon McManus, allegedly who was sexually assaulting flight attendants, and I just don't even want to go back into that. However, instead of releasing him, the Jaguars just traded him and try to keep it all quiet. They traded him on March the 13th. However, this lawsuit was filed last year, and so they killed the story. They pawned off their problems onto the Commanders, and now the Commanders are going to try and play naivete, and we're looking into it. No, he should be released until you find out further if he did this. Going to jump from the National Football League to DJ Wagner transferring to Arkansas. This is out of CBS and Matt Norlander. Well, Coach Cal isn't going to stop being Coach Cal. And to the UK faithful, don't hate the player, hate the game. That's me. That's not Matt. Wagner, the super sophomore, he jumped ship to be with Coach Cal at Arkansas. Now, he's a guy, DJ Wagner, I did not feel he needed to go pro. And I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing, because he's been in the portal for a month. Now, he took 2 visits to USC and the other was to Arkansas. The fact that he didn't have more offers is baffling to me, to be honest. And that's a fair statement. I'm not saying anything about his game. The kid is actually talented. I don't think that him trying to fit into that system was going to be a good thing. I honestly think Reed Shepherd needs to come back. I don't think that he needs to be in the NBA at this moment, because in that last game when they played Oakland University, he could not guard that one kid who hit all of those threes, and he was just taking threes all day long. Now, it's good when you take those threes, but it's bad when you miss them. But not only that, but I mean, you saw things that you never see, that you never should see as a 2 guard. The guy would turn his head, and I mean, it was wild. He got exposed so bad. And the fact that now you're going into a league where if they put you on somebody like Steph Curry, he's going to tune you up. You cannot second guess that. You have to go ahead and read that. It's much more studying. It's much more skills focused. Do I think that he could be ready in a year or 2? Yeah. And with the new NIL structure, I don't think that Reed needed to make that move. Now, that's me personally. However, hey, teaches his own. Now, me and my brother, who watch college basketball religiously and argue about said sport, we agreed that Wagner didn't need to go pro, and he needed to come back to college for at least 1 more year. We definitely felt the same way about Reed Shepherd, which I just reiterated. But that's another story. Norlander continues to write, Wagner averaged 9 points, 3 assists, and 1 rebound. He, just like me and my brother, didn't see a path to the pros on that resume. Now, I get it. 1 and done isn't a large sample size to look at, but you have to show them something. Not saying that he didn't, but it's his skill set. If anything, it's his skill set. And we'll get into that when we come back from a quick 20 from an unofficial sponsor of the show. This is Big Vern at Ab Stupid. Drop the spot. BK, have it your way. You rule. Order online, download the app, or visit the good folks at your local Burger King, home of the Whopper. All right. So, as we jump back into the piece here, I was saying that back in the day, back in my day, when you stayed all 4 years in college, you had to improve your game. And that's what made guys these All American guys. And I argue that those guys actually stuck around the pros longer because they knew their roles. When you got recruited, you wasn't going to get all of the shots. And then you had to work your way in. So usually a player who's highly touted who isn't getting the playing time, the way that you see more playing time is defense. Defense. Yeah, I can shoot. I can do all these things, but let my defense speak for itself. Because coaches preach defense, 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 defense. Block out, rebound, run the floor. That's how you get noticed. If you want to stay on the court, that's how you stay on the court. Everybody can't shoot like Steph Curry. Everybody can't just light it up from the outside. But when you have these guys who were just one and done, you only get 6 months to watch them. You really don't really get to see their game develop, and they become one-dimensional. And if they have a bad night, that could affect their draft stock, because you go from somebody saying, oh, this kid is the next big fill in the blank. But then when he sees something like a 3-2 defense or a 2-3, a 1-3-1, these things may complicate him because he doesn't have that high basketball acumen. Yeah, everybody takes the drills from the NBA Combine and works them into a practice or works them into their workout. So by the time they get to the Combine, they're working these drills effortlessly. I always said that they should go ahead and put these under lock and key. That way, you don't know what you got until you get a guy in there who hasn't seen this drill before. But again, back on this piece, DJ Wagner, those were his stats. That 9 points, 3 assists, and 1 rebound. But he was averaging 29. That was in 29 games, 28 of them which he started, playing 25 minutes a game, and he was shooting 40% from the field. Those aren't bad numbers. And personally, I just think that he was embarrassed about not going pro because of the way the news broke. He kept it off social media, which I like. You all know that I'm not a big proponent of I'm going to retire. The people who spent their hard money to come and support me, and then they had to go ahead and, put certain bills off or, make ends meet. I owe them a face-to-face to some degree. But when you chicken out and put stuff on social media, and that is supposed to be the new norm, I hate that. I've always hated that. But he spoke quietly to the Arkansas Democrat Gazette. He's got nothing to hang his head over at all. This is considered by all media observers as the worst NBA draft since 2013. So even if his pride put him in that draft, if he went undrafted or he got one of those hideous two-way NBA contracts, he'd be trying to fight his way into the league. Now he gets to go back to a coach that he knows, a system that he knows. He's a year more mature, and maybe he could add different pieces to his game to get him into a draft class that is highly fruitful, not as barren. Now, let me partially switch lanes. Milt Wagner, that is the granddad of DeJuan Wagner and DJ Wagner. He played at Louisville. How DeJuan Wagner didn't play for U of L is beyond me. How DJ Wagner didn't come to Louisville is beyond me. And I think even Kenny Payne put him on his staff just for that purpose, to get DJ Wagner to come to Louisville. But when that didn't happen, it's almost like, why was Milt Wagner even on the coaching staff? You had one job. Get your son here. Get your grandson to come over here. And you couldn't even do that. Ah, like I say, that's just my side note. But congratulations to DJ Wagner for at least sticking his out and making the best out of his situation. Hopefully, him and Cal could make some magic together down in Arkansas, along with Coach Cal's son, who left Vandy, and Coach Cal's first hire, Kenny Payne. So they got the band back together again. Is it going to be music? Who knows? We'll see. Razorback fans, stand up. This your boy Big Vern. We still got a lot of show left.